Oh, this video is gonna be salty.
Everything about you. Everything about you.
I'm irritated. Look, I just came back from a table from selling all my pottery, and I need to get this off my chest. These salty words must be said for the benefit of potters everywhere. I need to protect my people. There are 5 things that almost every single potter throughout their entire ceramic art career is gonna hear from what I'm gonna refer to from now on as normies. Yeah, that's right, you're normies, because you can't craft. What you gonna do about it? Fight me. So today I'm gonna do my people a favor. And before we start this video, if you get offended very easily, or you don't like saltiness, or you don't even like cussing, you should leave. You should leave now, you little snowflake. Oh, should I leave or should I stay? I don't know. A good indicator of whether you can handle this video or not is a strong possibility that you might have gotten offended at me calling you a little snowflake. And if that's the case, that was your sign to leave. There are 5 main things that throughout your ceramic artwork career, you're gonna hear from what I like to call normies. Now these normies usually have some type of social dynamic and clever repertoire in their mind based on what they think they should interact with you because you're a potter. Kinda like asking you how the weather is or how your day's going, except for instead of normal things because they know you're a potter, they're shitty potter puns. I got the normie list right here. And please, if you hear any of these and you think I missed some, post it in the comments down below so you can show your aunt who keeps on sending you that gold repair post on Facebook as if we haven't gotten it 1,000 times in our lifetime, as if we already don't know we can repair things with gold. We all know about it, Aunt Millie. Stop sending it to us. I'm so angry and I have too much coffee. And as we usually do with the channel, we're gonna start off with the thing that I hear the least, but still aggravates most potters, and then we're gonna ramp up to the thing that we hear the most. You know those puns that like 40 and 50-year-old dads say because they can't relate to their own kids, so they go around the world spreading these awful dad jokes to other kids that are around their own kids' age because they're too busy on their couch crushing the candy? So they end up trying to get along with you in some weird attempt to live vicariously through you and get along with their kid because their kid ignores them too much. And so they end up trying to tell you these crappy dad puns in some weird attempt to live vicariously through you because they can't get along with their kid who's sitting on the couch playing video games all day, who's too afraid to tell them they actually are lame because they have to come back to that household every single day with their crappy dad puns, and we're too polite to actually tell them that they're lame, so we just let them do it. And the prime reason I'm making this video is because I heard these phrases uttered so often at my table that I actually started to count them in my head. The number 1 spot I heard 7 times in one day. I better read this list before I implode. Thing number 5, stop asking us if it's raku just because it looks a tiny bit Japanese. This one actually isn't too bad, but human beings seem to have this weird phenomenon where they learn a tiny bit about something, and then they see the most negative part of that, or the most popular part of that, and then every single time they see that one thing from now on, they attribute that one thing they've heard to the entire genre or subgenre to that one thing. Kinda like how people who don't watch anime just seem to think that anime is only hentai. Those same people see a pot that's a little bit Japanese in style and automatically assume it's raku every single time. And in their defense, they don't know what bisque is, they don't know what greenware is, they don't know what cone 5 or cone 10 is. The only thing they do know is that there's raku in the world. So in some weird sense to try and get along with you, they ask you if every single thing you make is raku. Oh, this is nice. Is this raku? No sir, that's not raku. That's just regular cone 5 pottery. Well then, is this raku? No, that's a pit-fired chuck. Well, this must be raku. No, that's a plastic bottle. That's not even pottery. Sir, I'm starting to think that you actually don't know what raku is and you just know that one pottery term. I'm gonna get a group of people together on Tumblr and just start verbally attacking people who assume things about my pottery. Did you just assume my pottery? The number 4 thing on the list is probably the one that pisses most people off. Stop asking us why our prices are so high at pottery tables. They're handmade, you dingus. Oh, this is a really nice cup. How much is it? That one there is $25. Why is it so expensive when I can go to Walmart and get the same exact thing for $5? You get the hell away from my table, Amanda. Any potter who's ever had a table and gone to an arts and crafts fair and sold their stuff has usually heard this from some passive-aggressive, level 100 soccer mom with Starbucks in her hands. It's the same people who name their kids stuff like Keith and Bryce. For anyone who's watching this video and you actually are a Starbucks-going level 100 soccer mom, let me explain to you why this is so infuriating. Now, if you were a potter, I could probably understand where you're coming from, but I'm just gonna go ahead and guess that you're not a potter or a ceramicist. And by those terms, I'm gonna go ahead and guess you can't make things that look like this. I'm also gonna go ahead and guess that you don't understand the amount of time and practice and mastery it takes to make a bottle with your bare hands out of a ball of dirt that is bigger than your head. Thing number one, you are not paying for the item itself. You're actually paying for the time it took for the artist to make it with their bare hands, and you're also paying for the knowledge they have to actually make that and the practice they've put into that. If you wanted something machine made, why the hell did you come to an arts and crafts festival? To barter us down? That's not how that works. If you wanted something handmade, why the hell did you come to an arts and crafts festival, you unfried chicken nugget? Thing number two is that it's really difficult to make something in a kiln 2 times in a row the same exact way. In fact, I would go as far as to say as everything that comes out of the kiln will never be like the next thing, even if you glaze it and make it the same exact way and weight. So whatever you have in your dirty little Starbucks hand right now is a one-of-a-kind item, unlike the crap you're getting at Walmart. Thing number 3 is telling somebody to lower their prices specifically for you as far as the artwork goes is not how you barter, Catherine. Which Starbucks looking ass. If you come to my table and you try and talk down my prices, it basically tells me not only do you not know how supply and demand works, it also tells me you're stupid because you literally came to a craft table to tell them that it's not as valuable as craft is. You're trying to compare production work from Walmart that's low fire and weak and one of a million instead of one of a kind over here to stuff that is one of a kind, that is handmade, that has a human element attached to it. You dumb. Why are you here? If you don't want to pay handmade prices for handmade goods, don't come to a place that only sells handmade goods. Take your 2 mediocre kids that the teacher most likely hates, Bryce and Keith, and get out of here. If you thought number 4 was bad and people trying to barter down your prices at art tables was sucky, you can't wait until we get to number 3. Here's how number 3 usually goes. Oh, this is really nice. Is this yours? Oh, yes, sir. Pick it up. Go ahead. They're all for sale. Touch them. They should feel very comfortable to you. Go ahead and take your time. Oh, these are for sale. You sell these? Yes, sir. They're all for sale. Oh, so if you sell pottery, one could say you're a pot dealer? Oh my God, you're like the first guy ever. Yeah, hello shoppers. Hi, how are you today? Can somebody please come get their husband over here on aisle 5? Yeah, you'll know him because he's the one with the original sense of top tier comedy over here. As a precursor to that guy, there's also like the 20 years younger guy who won't stop asking you to make him a bong out of clay. How much would it cost for you to make me a bong out of clay? It's not really a bong, it's more like a vase with a little hole in it. The bong thing actually doesn't irritate me that much. I don't smoke at all myself, but I will say it's really not as cool as you think it is. Thing number 1 is there's some sort of social taboo against potters making bongs. Maybe because you took an art form that's thousands of years old that people have painstakingly learned over the course of their lifetime to simply smoke weed. As someone who's actually made a bong before for his friend after them incessantly asking me to make them one over and over again, I finally caved and made one. But let me tell you what's actually gonna happen, guy who keeps asking his friend to make him a bong, but he doesn't seem to remember that his friend said no 1,500 times already because you're too high to remember that you asked him. Sooner or later your friend's gonna cave and he's gonna make you that bong, and it's gonna be gorgeous. It's gonna be any color you want it to be as long as he can get his hands on that color. And it's gonna be weightless or it's gonna be heavy. It's gonna be anything you want it to be. And then you're gonna smoke out of it once and you're gonna use it for a vase. Because you just figured out something that your friend knew who was making the bong for you a long time ago. That the reason that people like glass bongs is because when you smoke out of them, you can see the smoke effect come out of them as you're smoking. But you don't get that with a ceramic bong, and it's not as cool. So what you're gonna do now is you're gonna pay your friend an incessantly large amount of money because it is a social taboo in the pottery world to make a bong out of clay, and then you're gonna smoke out of it once and figure out that it's not that cool because you can't see the smoke go through it. And you're gonna put it on your shelf and your potter friend's gonna be very mad because you asked him to do something that he didn't want to do, and you're not even gonna use this item now because you already had an item that did the same exact thing that the other thing did, except for it's not as cool. Please keep in mind, as much as I say about people who smoke weed, I have no problem with recreational use of weed, nor do I have any problem with people who need it for health benefits. As if I'm gonna tell people with agonizing cancer pain to stop smoking weed to ease that pain. I'm not a monster. But now you got a real nice vase with a hole in it. Thing number 2 that most of us hate. Stop asking us if we're Harry Potters. This is the stupidest one. And it's the same guy too. The same guy who asks you if you're a pot dealer or the sell pot guy is the same exact guy who asks you if you're a Harry Potter. It just matters which one he comes out with first. Which pickup line is he gonna try and get you to go home from the bar with first. You are not clever, sir. No. Here's how the whole conversation goes. So you're a potter? Yes, sir, I am a potter. I made everything you see on this table right here. I see you got a little bit of facial hair. Yes, I have facial hair. I keep it there because it hides my double chin. So does that make you, Look, I feel like I know where this conversation is going, and you are dad number 47 who's told me this one sentence today. Can you Can you please not do this? Oh, I'm gonna do it. Please, sir, I beg you, don't do it. I'm a dad. You see my 2 little kids here? I have to do it. I don't have a choice. It's law. Don't do it. Are you a Harry Potter? Oh, the original sense of humor just comes straight out of you, huh? No wonder someone had kids with you. So original! That must be why you're married. Someone saw you and was like, there's a man who thinks outside the box. His genetic code must live on. That man is too original to not have babies. It's horrible. It's a bad joke. Let it die. Just as a little side note, and I feel like a lot of people don't know this, a lot of the old English names that had professions tied to them, like Fletcher or Smith, were actually professions a long time ago. So if you meet someone with the last name of Potter, like Harry Potter, somewhere along their family bloodline, especially if they're in England or the UK, probably actually had a real life Potter in their bloodline as part of their profession. Don't think just because I told you that little bit of information means we're drinking buddies now. I still hate your sense of humor. You need to stay off dadjokes.com/subreddit/Potters. The horrible thing is, before you started talking to me, I knew you were that guy. I could just see by the way you walk and talk and by the little fanny pack you wear on your waist that you're the kind of guy who makes that weird Harry Potter dad joke. But I let it happen. I decided to talk to you because I thought you were different. I thought you were different from all the other boys who broke my heart, but no, you just wanted me for my body. And now instead of dad number 47 that broke my heart, now you're dad number 48, and you proved to be just like everybody else. And now my heart's broken, and Chase doesn't want to go to the prom with me anymore because I dated Chad for way too long because I thought he was different. And the number one thing that almost everybody asks once they find out you're a Potter is, have you seen the movie Ghost? Oh no, I've never heard of that movie before. It's not like every single person who ever talks to me and knows that I'm a Potter asks me if I've seen that movie. No, you're the first person. Bonus points if they mention Patrick Swayze and then go, you're probably too young to know who that is. You can suck it, okay? We know exactly who Patrick Swayze is. This one isn't even really a bad dad joke or anything. It's not like they do it on purpose. Half the people at my table today who asked me seriously didn't think that I've seen the movie Ghost. Of course I've seen the movie Ghost! Look at me in my gorgeous brown eyes. I'm a Potter. I've seen the movie Ghost. Stop asking us. You know what I'm gonna do? Every single time I see one of them drinking Earl Grey tea, I'm gonna ask them if they've seen the final episode of Star Trek, and they're not gonna understand what I'm talking about, but that's exactly what you're doing. And there's always one smart guy in the crowd who's like, maybe I should get behind you and we can reenact Ghost. Is that like your pickup line for Potters? Next time somebody does that, I'm just gonna get real Tumblr on them. Do not touch me. If you touch me, it'll be sexual harassment. I do not give you consent. And just watch them backpedal. I'm still angry, so I got a bonus one. Please stop sending us the Cracked Pottery Gold Repair posts on Facebook. We all know about it. We all know you can crack a pot and put gold in the middle of it and put it back in a kiln and it'll repair itself. We all have seen it 1,000 times. I'm honestly just confused at why you guys seem to think that Potters just have gold all around their studio to repair pots that we broke and didn't like in the first place. Well, because it's a beautiful symbolic process and it shows that even broken things can be repaired and still be useful to society. Yeah, I feel like you're projecting parts of your life onto me there, Amanda, but it would be much more viable for me to actually just make the same pot over again and not crack it than to repair it with actual gold. I have to go. I have an anger headache. I've been awake for 2 days straight. I just came back from a table. I have to go to work pretty soon. If there's anything that I missed that some of you dirty Potters are tired of hearing, please put it down in the comments below. I'm gonna go take a nap. Flip it, normies.